Welcome, members, to the Website Social Media Integration Blueprint webinar. I'm Mike Colosi, President of Salon Spa Marketing Toolkit. Today, helping to facilitate this webinar are my brother Mark Colosi and John Kelly. More from them a little bit later. A few helpful tips for getting the most out of this webinar. Make sure that you're in a quiet room with your computer so you won't be distracted by others, and turn the volume on. Turn off your cell phone, lock your door, and put a do not disturb sign on your door. Don't multitask doing other things during this event. We need your undivided attention at all times because this is for your benefit. If connection is lost, just simply log back on and we'll be right here continuing with the webinar. How and why this event came about? Well, about 8 years ago when we started our marketing company, we were getting emails for the next few years from members asking us to take a look at their websites and try to fix them, try to tell them, try to figure out why they weren't generating any clients. And as we started that process, we realized that there were a ton of websites out there that were very pretty, well built, but they weren't doing the job of driving in new pre-qualified clients. And that's when we realized that, hey, we've got to fix this problem for our members. So we did some beta testing, and after a year or so, we finally nailed it on the head and came up with a direct response client generating website that just blows all other websites out of the water. So we have over the past years, we've literally built hundreds of websites for our members. And what this webinar is today is to show you our design, how we've come up with this website that drives in new qualified clients to your salon, whether you're a spa, a salon, or an individual stylist. And what I want you to do is we're going to show you all the ins and outs of the website and the social media integration today. And if you want, you can take notes. The website blueprint is also on Member Central website. That's always available to you. And at the end of this presentation, we're going to have an incredible resource for you to have your website built if you choose to. So what we really want you to do is just sit back, absorb as much information as you can, take a few notes if you want to, and really dive into what makes a website get found on the internet, and once it's found by your local prospects, people looking for your services, how it drives them to pick up the phone and call you for an appointment, or drives them to your online booking. So that is what this is all about. So buckle up, get focused, don't miss a single minute of this, and let's rock and roll. So how to create a website with social media integration that will drive pre-qualified, pre-motivated, high-profit clients to you day and night automatically. First up is my brother Mark. Mark graduated from SUNY Geneseo in 1981 with a management science degree concentrating in marketing. He then worked in the telecommunications industries first as a salesperson, working all the way up to VP of marketing. In 1988, he left the telecommunications industry and co-founded and became president of Eagle Research, which performed time management and productivity training for corporations large and small. In 1993, he sold his interest and founded a business training company called The Wealth Factory. Their primary focus was helping small businesses with their marketing, which he ran for the next 9 years until he sold it in 2002. He then retired at the ripe old age of 45, and after 5 years of being bored, as he tells me, he joined me to help you guys, salon and spa owners and stylists, get your marketing in order. So he's got a lot to share with you, so please welcome Mark to the presentation.
Thank you, Mike. We're shaking hands now. Hey, everybody, I'm glad to be here. Got a lot of great information for you. And I want to assure you that right now, this is the best use of your time than you could ever imagine, because when you grasp what we're all going to be talking about here and you put it into action, It's going to make your life a lot easier. You're going to get clients that you never could get before. And all that means is you're going to make a lot more money and be much happier. So I'm going to start off here and talk about great marketing is great marketing no matter the medium. And then John and Mike are going to actually get into specific examples. They're going to show you samples of websites and cover all the nitty-gritty details that you need to know. So let's get started. Great marketing is great marketing no matter the medium. So what's the difference between image advertising and direct response advertising? You know, this is a big one because a lot of times we get talked into doing image advertising when it really doesn't work for the salon and spa industry. So the difference is image advertising is what you would see on TV, let's say during the Super Bowl, where these huge corporations pay ungodly amounts of money for a minute of time. And all they're trying to do in that advertisement is to capture that little space in your mind for their product or service. So for example, you see Budweiser a lot. They want that Budweiser image in your mind when you're walking down the beer aisle to pick up their product and purchase it. So that's image type advertising. Now, direct response advertising, which we're all about, in which we preach in the program and teach in the program, and what your website is ultimately going to be all about, which is why it's going to work so well, is direct response advertising is when you do something, you get a response. So if you ran an ad in a newspaper, for example, and put a coupon in there and people brought that coupon in, that's a direct response mechanism. Or if you ask someone to pick up the phone and call you, that's a direct response mechanism. Or if you have a website and let's say you had a first-time visitor coupon in there, and that's a direct response advertising and mechanism. So you can really know and track the results of whether that's working for you or not. Okay. So what makes direct advertising get outstanding results? Well, for number one is it's very cost effective, and you can get you don't have to spend a lot of money to find out if it's going to work for you or not. On the other hand, image advertising takes years, sometimes up to 5 years to actually work, and you spend ungodly amounts of money. It's kind of like the example I like to use is if you went to the ocean with a 5-gallon bucket of water and poured that water in the ocean, hoping to see the level increase, that's what image advertising is like. It takes a tremendous amount of, in this case, water to increase the level of the ocean. Or in the real world examples, it takes a tremendous amount of money and time to make image advertising work. So that's why we don't really talk about it or preach it, because it's not cost effective. Okay. So the main reason direct response advertising works is there's the formula. And if you have these things in your advertising, no matter the medium, your chances of getting a positive response go through the roof. Now, I'm going to go through each one of these really quickly. But the more of these you have, the better your response is going to be. You start leaving things out and shortening things up, the less response you're going to have. Okay. So the headline is the first thing. A headline grabs the attention, it increases the response, and we've all seen examples of headlines when we're standing in the grocery store line or the shopping line, ready to check out. We look over and we see magazines. Copywriters are paid huge money to write good headlines for those magazines because those companies know that if someone doesn't pick up that magazine and look at it, the chances of them buying it go way down. So the headline is designed to grab their attention and to get someone to pick that up so that they'll thumb through it and then ultimately buy it. If they didn't have headlines, they wouldn't sell any magazines. So here's some of the most powerful words you can use in a headline. How to, free, new, you, yes, guarantee, secret. So here's some examples. You get our best service ever, or it's free. How a new discovery made a plain woman beautiful. Beauty expert proves 2 out of 3 women can have more beautiful hair in 7 days. New shampoo leaves your hair smoother, easier to manage, or it's free. Everywhere, women are raving about this amazing new salon. Do you do any of these 7 embarrassing things with your hair? So that wraps up the headline. So the headline is very critical. You should have it in all your advertising with your website as well. And again, John and Mike are going to show you where you put that. The second thing in the formula is testimonials, because what others say about you is indefinitely more believable than what you could ever possibly say about yourself. Would you be more likely to try a new restaurant if your neighbor told you how wonderful it was, or if you saw an ad in the newspaper for it? Of course, you'd be more likely to try it if your neighbor couldn't stop bragging about it. Now, one of the reasons testimonials are so powerful is that when you talk about yourself, it's looked at as bragging about yourself. Let's say you're at a cocktail party and you were talking to someone about tennis, and they were sitting there telling you how great of a tennis player they are. And you're saying to yourself under your breath, yeah, right, they're just bragging. But if someone totally unrelated came up to you and started talking about that person, about how good of a tennis player they were, you would believe them because it's a third party. Their testimonials are no different. So you let your clients sell for you. You let them tell all the great things about you. And it's not looked at as bragging, and it's way believable, and it's credible, and it's overwhelming evidence. Okay. So how many testimonials should you use? Well, you can never have too many testimonials. We have a professional speaker friend who is very well connected now in the public speaking arena. And he told us what he does when someone calls his office or goes to his website and asks about his services. He simply takes a box and fills it with over 200 testimonial letters from past clients and current clients. And then he puts a cover letter in there that simply says, "Thank you for contacting me. Enclosed, please find what others are saying about me." And this person books over 80% of the people that call him because the evidence is so overwhelming that he's great. For someone to do business with you, they first have to trust you, and there's a risk there. Well, these testimonials break down that risk. So that's how he gets all these clients. So what if you don't have any testimonials right now? You're sitting there, I don't have any testimonials. I never did it. I was afraid to ask for them. I don't have any. First, you talk to your clients who love you. Now, we all have clients that absolutely love everything we do. You go to them first, okay? And you ask them for testimonials, but you don't leave it to them to write it from scratch because most people are busy, number one. Number two, they don't know how to write in a compelling way. And number three, they're never going to get around to it. So you want to take that task away from them. So how do you do that? Well, I already covered that, okay? You ask them to fill out this form, and this is in the program, and it's on Member Central. Your words are worth their weight in gold. You just simply ask them to fill this out and authorize it at the bottom, and then you take it and you craft the testimonial to the way you want it to read. And we have examples of this in the program, and you just simply do it that way. And you should always ask for testimonials because you can never have too many. So what should your testimonials say? For example, if you're one of your specialties is color, you should have one about that. If another one's a specific kind of a cut, you should have one on that. And the more detail you have in that testimonial, the more believable it is. And to make it credible, you need to have the person's name and their occupation and their city in there. If you just put Jane Doe at the bottom, nobody's going to believe it's real. So you got to make it, make it real, get real ones, and get the person's name and their occupation, their city on the bottom. So what should you do with your testimonials once you have them? Well, you should definitely have a book of them in your reception area, or if you're an independent stylist, you should have it, where you work. Definitely have it on your website, and John and Mike will show you where. You should put it on all your marketing pieces, because testimonials make you more believable, and they do the selling for you. So you don't have to sell yourself. You let your clients sell for you. Okay? All right, the next thing on the list, this formula is an irresistible offer. What's going to make someone respond? Well, we know definitely that something for free does. And you can afford to do free things that have a high perceived value, are really inexpensive, because the lifetime value of a client, remember that, the LTV? In most cases, your clients are going to give you, over their lifetime association with you, at least $5,000. Now, a lot of you watching this right now, your LTV is going to be $20,000 or more, like a lot of our members, depending on what you charge for your services and how often your clients come in to see you. So don't be afraid to give something away for a few dollars, which is going to yield you thousands and thousands of dollars in the future. Oops. So you want to have that irresistible offer. And one of the irresistible offers is as it relates to websites, is a first-time visitor coupon, which Mike and John are going to show you how to do that and how to make that really work for you. Okay? The next thing is to have a deadline, because unless you motivate people to respond now, they never will. And what we're talking about in this case about a deadline is a deadline for someone to call you up and schedule their appointment with you. Now, we do understand that someone that sees your ad or went to your website or whatever may have already got their services performed yesterday. So you got to make them understand that this is not getting the service performed on you, but booking an appointment for your next service. Okay? And never give them more than a 2-week deadline, because they're going to forget, and it's too far out in advance for them. All right, this is a big one. WIIFM, what's in it for me? When people are faced with a buying decision to make or a decision to make, they're always saying to themselves, what's in it for me? They have a little radio station going on in their head. What's in it for me? And you got to tell them what's in it for them, or you're going to lose them. That's one of the reasons why a headline is so powerful, is because it addresses this issue of what's in it for me. The next thing on the list is to only have one objective. We've all seen websites and advertisements with so much going on in them that we can't figure out what to do next, and a confused mind shuts down. So you got to give people just, one thing to do. And that's why the first-time visitor coupon works so well, is because people see the first time, they're not a client of yours yet. And the first time they come to your website, they see this first-time visitor coupon, that's one objective, and it goes directly to them. Okay? You don't want to have so many things going on that people don't know what to do next. A lot of yellow page advertising used to be like that. A lot of the print advertising you see now has so much going on in it that the people get confused, and that's why the response is so bad. Okay, again, just to reiterate, the more of these pieces of the formula you have in your on your website and in your advertising, the greater the response you're going to get. All right, the next thing is to have a big, bold, solid guarantee, because the better your guarantee is, the more people are going to book an appointment with you and use your services. This guarantee right now is used by hundreds, if not thousands, of our members
this, and it might be, you know, a slight variation of this, but this is the basic guarantee here. As the owner, we want our clients to be super pleased, in fact, absolutely delighted with everything we do. So all of our work comes with our ironclad risk-free guarantee. What does this mean? Simply this: if you aren't happy with our work, we'll touch it up for free. If you're still not thrilled, you can have your money back. No questions asked, no hard feelings, it's your choice. We stand behind our work 100%. If you ever have any questions or concerns about our work, please call us right away. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, I can't afford to do that. I'll get people calling me all the time to do corrective work. If I do that, everyone will want their money back and rip me off. This is a natural reaction, but it's completely untrue. Is this bold? Yes. Is it strong? Yes. Is it risky? Not at all. Think about it this way. Your guarantee takes all the risk out of doing business with you. Remember earlier I talked about, in order for someone to do business with you, they first have to trust you. So what a guarantee does is it reverses the risk. So when you have such a strong guarantee, people are going to know you're completely confident in your work, and they'll develop trust with you. So the guarantee is really important, and a lot of our members have it right on their website. They also have banners in their salons. They have it on all their marketing materials. And, you know, from a practical standpoint, you're probably doing everything humanly possible right now to keep your clients thrilled, because you know that they're worth a lot of money to you now and in the future. But you're not putting that out there as a marketing tool and telling people, okay? Trust us when we tell you this. Thousands of our members are using a guarantee like this with no negative effect. In other words, they're making more money because of it. You're not going to get hurt. I know it may seem scary, but it's really not. Okay. The next thing is you need to tell your story. So if you're offering something, you're doing something, you're offering a promotion, you need to tell people why you're doing it so that it makes sense to them. So here's, I'd rather give my clients money for referrals than pay for the yellow pages, a TV or radio or a newspaper. So in this case, it's a referral program, and you're telling your clients why you're doing a referral program. You'd rather give the money to them instead of these faceless corporations, okay? Okay, you need to have compelling reasons. And again, Mike and John are going to show you where to put this on your website. That's a big part of it, because you must tell people how you're unique, different, and outstanding compared to your competition. What makes you authentic, unparalleled, and superior, which allows you to demand and happily get premium prices. You know, if you don't give people the criteria that makes you different and better and outstanding, they're going to think you're the same as the salon down the street. And they're going to compare you on the only thing that they can compare you on, and that is price. Okay? And people aren't looking for the lowest price, they're looking for the best value. So you need to differentiate yourself to make yourself different so that you can get those premium prices. And there's all kinds of examples in the marketing materials and on Member Central on how you do that. So you need to differentiate yourself. What makes you different? What makes you better? What makes you outstanding? What makes you stand out from all your competition? And you need to tell people what it is. You can't let them guess. You need to educate them. You need to tell them. And Mike and John will show you how to do that on your website. Okay, the next thing is you need to follow up with prospects and potential clients, because people don't switch to you when you want them to. They do it when they're ready. So in other words, they might be surfing around on the internet and they find your website, but they're still going to the salon that they've been going to for a couple of years. They're thinking about leaving, but they just haven't made the decision yet. And you're following up with them now because they came to your website and now something happened at the salon they're at, they're ready to make a change, and they're going to choose you because you followed up with them. And these guys will show you how to do that. All right, that sums up part one. That's the formula that you got to have in your direct response advertising, no matter the medium. And today we're talking about websites, so it's no different. It's just an electronic medium. You have all those things on there, and the chances of someone picking up the phone and calling you for an appointment go through the roof. If you do what everybody else does and ignore that formula, your website is not going to get you clients. And that's the reason you're on this specific webinar today, because you want your website to start getting clients for you. Okay, so that wraps up part one. Part two is a really quick part. It's understanding why you need to have a direct response driven website for your salon or spa, or if you're an independent stylist, why you need to have one for yourself. You know, the yellow pages was what everybody used in the past, but now because of Google and Yahoo, it's faster and easier. There's a green movement. The yellow pages isn't getting delivered automatically in a lot of counties anymore. You have to request for it. And all this means is that there's fewer eyeballs going through that yellow pages, and there's a lower response. Now, we get a lot of questions a lot of times, should I advertise in the yellow pages still? The answer is yes, if it makes you money, and no, if it doesn't. But a lot more of your business is going to be coming from these search engines versus the yellow pages, especially if your 15 under crowd is your client. Okay. The newspapers. You know, there's online news now. Readership of physical newspapers is way down. You know, I used to get the newspaper every day, and then I cut it back to the weekends, and then I just completely eliminated it. And all this means is that if you run an ad in the newspaper, there's fewer eyeballs seeing it, so of course there's going to be a lower response. Same thing with TV. It's very diversified now. There's hundreds of stations. People record their favorite shows, and they skip through the commercials. There's Netflix. So if you advertise with TV in the past, now your response is going to be lower because there's fewer people actually watching that specific station. Same thing with radio. There's iPod, satellite, MP3, Pandora. Fewer eyeballs, well, in this case, ears equals lower response. All right. So, you know, this particular webinar is all about websites and how to make your website kick butt so you can get a lot of clients from it. But we still need to warn you that the scariest number in business is one. So if you only have one way to get clients and it stops working because of something out of your control, your new client flow stops dead in its tracks. So what we're saying here is you should have your website up and cranking. You should have some offline methods and other online methods to get clients, and you'll be fine. Because the key to success is to have a continual flow of new clients, because clients will leave you for reasons totally out of your control that you have nothing, that you can't control. They're going to move and pass away. So you got to replace those people, and you want to grow. You want to get bigger. So you got to market. You got to use all these ways to get new clients. So what makes a sale actually happen? A sale in this case is someone picking up the phone and calling you for an appointment. And then, of course, once they come in, you got to provide good service and do all the client retention strategies we talk about in the program. It's having the right message to the right market at the right time. If any one of these is off kilter, they're not going to call you for an appointment. So a big part of what John and Mike are going to be talking about is designing that right message on your website and targeting it to the right people. And then the timing, you know, that's one of the reasons we have the follow-up, because the time might not be right when they see your message. That the right market might see your message, but the time might not be right. But if you follow up with them, there's a good chance that they will come to you when they make a decision. So those three things are the key to making someone pick up the phone and call you. The right message to the right market at the right time. Okay. So what are the delivery media systems? What are your prospects using? They're using their smartphone, they're using a PC, they're using an iPad. So the message, the marketing message that they see, it's got to be in a good format for them to see it and respond to it. And that's one of the things Mike and John are going to talk about is your website has to be mobile ready. It has to, when your website shows up on someone's phone or their iPad or whatever, it has to look good. Not only just on their computer, but on these devices that they're using now as well. Okay, so what do we mean when we say a direct response website? And we mean it's not image, it gets them to take action. It follows the formula that we talked about, and it's trackable and measurable. You'll know from using the analytics that are built into these websites how many people come to your site, how long they stay on, and how many actually pick up the phone and call you for an appointment. So you'll get to know the results. All right, this is a big thing. I'm wrapping up my part here. But I want everybody to really understand this because it's a paradigm shift that a lot of you might not be aware of. Offline marketing, a good part of the effort and the money in most offline marketing is to first find that person. To find that person, the right person, to give them the right message at the right time. For example, if you ran an ad in a newspaper, 95% of the people that see that ad would never be your client in the first place. Maybe they're the wrong sex. Maybe they're the wrong age. Maybe they're the wrong they're not close enough to your salon or spa. They're 40, 50 miles away and they're not going to drive the distance. So a big part of the expense of all that offline marketing is to find that what we like to call a potential client who can see your marketing message. On the other hand, this is the paradigm shift. Online marketing, when those people go online and they're looking for the services you provide, they're ready to buy. The website or the internet has sorted, sifted, pre-qualified them, and they landed on your website. So they're ready to take action. So the tables have turned on this and there's no going back. And it's good for you because you can start right now and have a website that generates clients for you like you've never seen before. And we have the formula, we've proven it, and Mike and John are going to show you all the elements of it to make it successful for you. So you survived until now without dominate your market online, but can you survive in the future? And the answer is yes, if you pay close attention to what John and Mike are going to be saying here in the next hour or so, and then take action and implement these things, and you will get clients from your website, unlike most salon owners don't right now. Okay? Questions, anybody?
Yep, we got a lot of great questions coming in, Mark. I'll start right from the top. Are you saying the banner should have my guarantee in it? And if so, I'm really hesitant to do that.
Yeah, you certainly can have a guarantee, your guarantee or a portion of it in your banner. And you shouldn't be hesitant in that because it's not going to hurt you. We've already proven it. You're not going to lose money by having a strong, big, bold guarantee. In fact, a lot of our members have told us that, they ask clients, new clients that come in that found them on the website, and they ask them, well, why did you choose me over all the other salons in the area? And they said, well, when I went to your website, there was a guarantee in there, so I couldn't lose. And so that was the one thing that differentiated them from everybody else, and that made them make the decision to choose them. So you're going to get a lot more clients from it, and you're going to make a lot more money by having a big, strong, bold guarantee.
Do I really need a website? I have a business Facebook page.
Yes, and John and Mike will get into more of the nitty-gritty details on this, but a Facebook page and a website are two totally different things. The main difference is a website is searchable, so people can find you, and they should be integrated together, and those guys will tell you how that's done. But you listen, it's 2000, mid 2000s here, and it's the information age, and this is the way people are going to find you. So you gotta have a website for yourself.
Let's see. As far as the first-time visitor coupon goes, a 2-week deadline seems like it's too short of a time period. And where can I get that coupon?
Yeah, that like I mentioned before, the 2-week deadline is for them to actually book their next services with you, not actually get the services performed. So we found that 2-week works the best. And Mike and John are going to show you where you can get that actual first-time visitor coupon and what it looks like.
I still don't get how good marketing relates directly to a website.
Well, a website is a way to deliver your marketing message, no different than a newspaper ad would deliver your message, a radio ad would deliver your message, a TV would deliver your message, a billboard would deliver your message, a letter would deliver your message. So it's just a way to deliver your marketing message. So, it needs to have that formula in it if you want the response to be as high as possible. It's just a way to deliver your marketing message. And it's critical that you get it right and get those elements in it.
I have a lot of competition, so I have to keep my prices low.
Well, that's, we could have a whole hour seminar on pricing, but in general, I'm going to tell you a couple things. Number one, people aren't looking for the lowest price, they're looking for the best value. And if you differentiate yourself properly and position yourself properly and market those differentiations, the marketing is what determines your price. Now, if you're on this webinar right now and you're still having questions about whether I should raise my prices or not, I'll refer you to go to Member Central under recorded calls and listen to the last group call we had on pricing. That will clear up any questions you have about pricing and eliminate the fear of raising your prices, because thousands of our members have taken our instruction on that and raised their prices with no negative effect. Okay.
All right. Yep. That's it, Mark. We're good with questions. Thank you
All
very
right.
much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody. And again, pay attention to what John and Mike are going to say here because it's critical, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Fantastic, Mark. Just a couple things that I want to talk about before I bring John in to cover. John's going to, let me just say this. Mark covered good marketing is good marketing no matter what the medium. And I just want everybody to really realize what he said there in terms of what kind of prospect is finding websites and social media online. These people are in your area. They need the services that you offer, so they go to their device and they look for the services that you offer. It's much like, if you're old enough to remember the Yellow Pages, it's much like the Yellow Pages where that person has already decided to buy. So now they're going to go to the Yellow Pages, now it's the internet, to figure out where they're going to spend their money. So it's just critical that you get found on the internet when people are searching for your services. And John's going to talk about how that happens, what needs to be in place on websites. And then once you are found, how do you convert that visitor into a client? And that's what I'm going to show you. And then I'm going to show you what these websites look like and how to move forward from here. So Mark, awesome job with that. Really appreciate it. And let's get John in here. And I want to tell you a little bit about John before he starts. He has built literally hundreds of member websites for us, him and his team. He knows what's going on. It's his job to stay on the cutting edge because the search engines, the Googles, the Yahoos, those are search engines. They are changing all the time what they require websites to have to get found on the internet. So it's very important that you stay on the cutting edge of that. John lives, eats, and sleeps this stuff. He's been a professional web developer and business owner for over 20 years. His focus is always on the current requirements of the big three, which are Google, YouTube, and Facebook. He's going to talk about how what needs to be in place for a website, the importance of YouTube video being integrated with a website, and the importance of Facebook being integrated on a website. So without further ado, I'd like to bring in John. John, thank you very much for your time. I know that you're a very busy person. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks, Mike. Hello, everybody. Okay, lots of stuff to cover here, so a couple of notes. One thing I'd like you to do is please make sure that if you have questions, and I'm sure you're going to have questions, write them down and wait for them toward the end of this session. We have the resources available for you that will answer a lot of your questions, but we will answer your questions here too. So I need your undivided attention here. It's really important that you listen into what I'm about to say. And more importantly is I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible. I can be very geeky at times and techie, and I will do my very best to try to keep that at a bare minimum, okay? Now, with that in mind, keep in mind that you don't have to memorize everything that I'm saying either. Like I said, we have a resource and a package available that will cover everything that I'm talking about, just about everything, okay? So let's get going here. All right, so a direct response website or search engine optimization is one of the things that we talk about when we want to marry marketing to a website. You probably have heard the term search engine optimization or SEO. In fact, you probably get dozens of phone calls a week from people claiming they're from Google. And by the way, Google doesn't call you, okay? Not unless you arrange a call with them. But people are marketers out there trying to sell you services to get your website found locally and all kinds of stuff. And so please be careful of that. If you have any questions about that at all, please consult with us and let us know. But because we've seen it all, heard it all, believe me. But search engine optimization is a technique that's been around for many, many years. And search engine optimization is not the only thing that gets your website found, but it is a critical component. Okay, so if we think of your website marketing as building a house, well, the search engine optimization is the foundation of your home. It's the foundation of your website. And when we have the correct words and the correct pieces in place, it helps to establish what your website is about. Now, a good way to think about a website is simply this. If you walk into a bookstore and you have all these books on the shelf, how do you know what book is which? Well, you look at the titles. You probably look at the department first and then look at the book titles. Well, did you know that the title of a website is part of search engine optimization? However, when you go online and you search a lot of websites out there, even to this very day, you'll see websites that their homepage title is home. Or it's the name of their business that, you know, only a handful of people in your town know. Or it's welcome, or something like that, okay? So my point is that there are a lot of techniques that we put into place to make sure that not just the homepage of your website, but every single page of your website can be a potential landing page in search. Okay, so search engine optimization, again, is about what can we do to make your website more easily found in the search engines. And here's a little description of that, but basically this is all it's saying, okay? Now what we do is we work with what's called the organic, okay, or the natural search results, the unpaid ones, okay? Google gives them to you for free, and they're the most highly sought after and most trusted search results. In fact, you use them all the time and you probably don't even realize it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up some search results here on the screen here and just show you the differences of what it is you're looking at. Now, I'm using Google mostly here. However, this also applies to Bing and Yahoo, and any other search engine is really not worth mentioning because any other search engine out there is using the index of either Google, Yahoo, or Bing, okay? So Google has the biggest market share, and if you can get it right with Google, it's easy to get it right with the others. So that's why I spend most of my time with Google here, okay? All right. So there is a difference between organic and pay-per-click ads, or PPC. And here's a graph of, for example, we're doing a search here for hair salons in Stoughton, Wisconsin, okay? And if we look at the top graphic, we can see circled there in red. Now, I know some of these slides may be a little blurry. Don't worry about that, okay? They're sized down to show on a computer screen. But keep in mind that what we're looking at is our paid ads at the very top, and then underneath of that, we have what are called the organic and local search results, okay? So people that pay pay-per-click ads, they're basically paying Google to get a link high up. You're saying, well, hey, that's a great idea. Why don't I just pay Google to get my ad up there and I don't have to do all of this? Well, I'll tell you right now, it's not cheap, okay? In fact, you need a minimum of at least $100 a week to just throw away with the fact that your ad is going to get placed there. And again, a minimum of $100 a week, okay, just to get your ad up there, and you're not guaranteed to get top place position either. So most people tend to not even use the top ads, as a matter of fact. That's one of the things I'm going to show you here as we move along. In fact, more than 70% of users of the internet ignore the paid ads at the top. Why? Because they're a commercial. They're biased. And usually when you click on them, you don't always get what it is that you're looking for anyway, so you learn to use the ones that are below it. And did you know that the #1 search ranking term, or the #1 ranking link that's on that page, is not always the one that's clicked on? Usually it's the second, third, or fourth. Okay, so yeah, it's important. It's great to be #1, but most people will scan down the page and they will catch that headline, that title, whatever it is in that description there that jumps out at them, and that's what they're going to go for. So keep that in mind next time you're using a search engine. Think about, why did I click on that link? Okay. All right. So why are organic search rankings so important? Well, like I told you, and here's the actual statistic in 2014, over 73.33% of users ignored the top page ads, okay? And again, they're biased, okay? So how do I optimize my website? Well, first, we gotta make sure that we understand that any changes that you do to your website from this point on are the things that I tell you, and obviously you're free to do, obviously. So, and there's nothing here that I'm telling you that you cannot research online, okay? None of this is private, top secret stuff. It's just stuff that I've learned over a very long period of time, and I'm trying to condense it down for you. So anything that you do could take an easy 2 to 3 months just for those things to take place, because what happens is a search engine like Google, Bing, Yahoo, they do an automated search of their own every single day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every single second. Okay, they scour the internet, they look at files, and they look for popular websites. Especially if your website is very popular, they'll come and visit your website, you know, every couple of minutes. If you're like Amazon.com, they'll be there every couple of seconds. Now, most small business websites, typically, you're lucky if your website gets visited by these search engines once a month. Okay, that's not unusual. Okay, because a lot of times the small business website, unless you're selling stuff on it, it really doesn't change that often. So when the servers or when the search engines come and they look at your files and they look at the last update date, and they say, well, nothing's changed here, so I'm going to move on and save some time. Okay, so if you do changes, keep in mind, it could be at least a month before they're even discovered. So you got to be patient with that. Okay, secondly, make sure that the optimization that you do for your website, and also the optimization that I do and my team do, we make sure that we have the end in mind. What's the end goal? What are we trying to get people to do? Well, for most of you, it's about getting new people to your salon, okay? And you may have an existing website now, and even if you don't, but if you have one now, you probably find out it's not working very well for quite a few reasons that you're going to discover along the way here. And one of them is it geared to actually get people drawn in? Will it actually be found in search results? Is it just the name of your business? Are you giving them anything? Are you offering anything that Mark talked about in the very beginning here? Okay, what kind of value are you giving them? So that's what we want to do when we build a website, is make sure we offer all these things. Okay, and we're showing you here how we're putting that all together. Okay, so what is your website's theme? Are you a salon? Are you a spa? Are you both? Do you specialize in one particular service, like hair coloring or whatever it may be? Maybe it's extensions. Who knows? Whatever that may be, we got to focus on that term. Now, what if you do more than one thing? No problem at all. All we have to do is have each page of your website have its own specific search term, okay? What we don't want to do is try to crowd every single thing onto one big page and say, this is all the stuff that I do. That's a big mistake, okay? And it's very commonly done. All right. So when we talk about your search phrases, so once we figure out what it is that you do and where you do it, keep in mind what it is that people search for. Keep in mind what it is that you search for. And typically when you're going to a search engine, you're asking a question or you're looking for stuff, okay? Now keep in mind also, unless you have a great big giant brand name that is known worldwide, like Coca-Cola or something like that, people aren't going to search for your name, okay? So, you know, your current customers will do that. And you know what? It's very easy to get your website found by your business name. Okay, very, very easy. But for people that don't know who you are, what are they going to look for? Well, here's an example. If they're living in the area of Stoughton, Wisconsin, they're going to look for maybe Best Hair Salons or just salons in Stoughton, Wisconsin. Google knows how to, and the other search engines too, they know how to decipher the difference of what it is that you're looking for, okay? So you could probably type 2 or 3 different search terms in there and the page won't change all that much. Sometimes it changes a lot. So sometimes you can see that we have a top result here for Amber Luke, and you can see that there may be other times that if you change the search terms around a little bit, she might be down around 4 or 5. And you know what? These search rankings, and this is what we call the search engine ranking, so where you rank on the first page, they can change on a daily basis, just like watching the graph of the stock market. Okay, you watch that graph that they post every day in the news, and you see this line going up and down and up and down. Well, the search results work the same way, okay? So don't be worried about that. If one day you're at the top, next day you're down to number 4, and the next day you're at number 6, next day you're at number 3. It goes all over the place. All right, but notice how the keywords here came into play. So, and you also notice that all the words on that page that are in bold contain the words that we search for. Now we're starting to see the light here, okay? Even in what we call the description. So what we have there, you can see the picture of Amber. Actually, I think that's Bree. But bottom line is, if we have the title, which is Best Hair Salon, Stoughton, Wisconsin, dash, and the Lotus Salon and the phone number. Underneath that's the web address. You can see that even in the web address, the keywords are in bold. And in the description, under the name, the keywords are in bold as well. So you can see how important it is to get the right keywords in the right places, okay? Now again, this is not the only thing that gets you found in the search results, but it is definitely one of the most important blocks in the foundation of our new website, okay? All right, so when we start with, when we're talking about the basic SEO standards here, and we talked a lot about keywords here, well, did you notice that also that if you buy a domain name, now what is a domain name? I'm going to back up one, okay? Take a look at what's in green there, okay? Under Best Hair Salon, Stoughton, Wisconsin. It says besthairinstoughton.com. Okay, that is called a domain name or also a web address, okay? What that does is that connects the name to your website, okay? Domain names are very inexpensive. They're easy to get at GoDaddy. And in fact, we even have a full resource for showing you how to buy a domain, etc. If you didn't catch it all here today, I'm going to briefly talk about it, but we have again, a full resource available for you at the end of all this, okay? But buying a domain name, it's usually a good idea to get your keywords in your domain name. It's not critical though. So if you already have a domain name that you bought and you say, I want to use this for my website, that's fine. It's okay, even if it doesn't have your keywords in it. If it's your business name, that's fine too. But if you have the option, I would try to look for what it is you do and where you do it, okay? Because that's what people search for anyway. It can only help, okay? So for example, if somebody, if your place is in Miami and you're a day spa, well, why not try to get MiamiDaySpa.com or some variation of that? Do not get a one that's best day spa in Miami, hairstyle, coloring, hair extensions, lashes, and everything else.com. We don't want one that's really, really long, okay? If you can keep it short, great. And a lot of times you really can't keep it short because there's very few .coms left over. And I know there's already questions coming in about, what do I buy, .com and .net, .me. Okay, well, like I said, hold on your questions. We're going to get to those later, but I'll answer this for you real quick. If you can get a .com, get it, okay? If you can get a .net, get it. Either one of them is fine. Don't go worry about buying all those other extensions that they come out with, like the .info, .org, .me, .io, whatever, okay? You don't need all that, okay? If you want to buy them just to own them so nobody else can use them against you, great, go ahead and get them, okay? But you only need one domain name to point to your website, okay? All right, so next thing is, in your website, remember we talked about the books in Barnes & Noble and we talked about the title of the books? Well, your salon also, its website has a title to the website. And you can see that. So when you're looking at whatever browser you're using, Firefox, Chrome, Safari, whatever, when you open up a web browser, it makes little tabs. And when you look at that tab up top there, you can actually see the title of the page that you're on. So not only can you have a title for your whole website, but you can have a title for each and every page. So it's like having a whole bunch of books all in one library, okay? So think of your website as like a library. Okay, so it's really, really important. Now, you'll find that if you go and take a look at your website, chances are yours will say home or welcome or just your business name or something like that. We don't really want that because that's not really what people are going to search for, okay? All right, so now if we notice down here in the search results, we will break down this one search result and you can see where we look again for best hair salons in Stoughton, Wisconsin. You can see what we call the description. The description is well, I'll get technical here. It's called an HTML tag. All right, that's as technical as we need to get. But what that is in that description meta tag, we can put up to 2 lines of text to describe what it is that this website is about. And that's really all that you have, okay? And the search engines do not have to show that, okay? It's up to them whether they're going to show it or not. But basically, you only have those 2 lines to grab somebody's attention, okay? So keep that in mind. So that can be changed, but we try not to change it that often, though, okay? So, but you notice that we have our keywords in there. You notice we have the business name in there. You notice we have a phone number. It's not critical to have a phone number, but in this case, it was a good idea. All right. So other things, well, there's headings on your pages, like the title of the page or even subheadings, okay? If you're familiar with working in Microsoft Word or in creating documents, or if you're a writer, okay, you're familiar with heading tags, okay, heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, that's what we call H1, H2, H3. Well, in code, those headings define how important the title of that content is, okay? And so we make sure that pages all have what's called an H1 tag, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm not going to bore you with all this. Just know that this is something that we put into place. But if your page structure is not marked up properly with this, you're missing out. Okay, keyword positioning. So we'd like to try to put keywords about whatever a page is about that describe the title. We like to try to keep it somewhere in the first paragraph, maybe in the last sentence to summarize it. And that's pretty much about it for that. Okay, images on your website. Well, search engines cannot see, when they come along and they try to figure out what your website's about, they read all your content. Okay, but they have no idea that you have pictures on there unless they see a piece of code that says it's an image. Okay? And if you can see in blue there, that's what a search engine sees. Okay? It's code for displaying a organic hair color JPEG picture. And you notice that there's a couple little extra things in there called alt equals and title equals. Okay, those things actually describe what that picture is about. Hey, by the way, they're keywords. So you're also helping the search engines understand what not only the content is about, but what the images are also in the content. Because Google, Bing, Yahoo, one of the things they also do is they will also index your images if you allow them to. You can actually search images, okay? All right, so other factors that work here. Well, keep in mind that things like videos and, well, depending on the video, if we put a video, and we'll get into YouTube here in a little bit, that's coming up, but videos are actually very beneficial to content that's on your page. But things like flash animation, things that are blanking, changing, and it looks really, really cool are completely useless, okay? Unless it's done properly and it's defined with some type of alternate or a title text, then it's completely useless. And in fact, if anything, Google will tell you, don't use it, okay? So keep in mind that something that me and my team that we do is we follow the guidelines, okay? The search engines give you the guidelines to how to get your website the most exposure in the organic search results. Well, we follow the rules. And so there's no secret to it. You can go and Google those rules if you wish, okay? But it's understanding how to put them into place and actually using them and how to measure them and how to refine them and all that stuff. That takes years, okay? And like Mike said, I live, eat, and breathe this stuff, and it gets a little overwhelming at times, to say the least. But you know what? I love it. It's fun. Okay. Now, other things about search engines and websites. Well, content. You've probably heard the term before that content is king, if you've done any research on any of this stuff. Well, sure. We want to make sure that your book has some content in it, right? So it can't just have a title. It can't just have a description. It has to have content in it that backs up what the description and title are talking about. So we'd like to have at least a few hundred words per page, if possible, to give the search engine something to look at, okay? And right there in the Google patent itself, the amount of detail in the description of an entity, longer descriptions are given a greater score than shorter descriptions based on the presumption that more words mean more information, okay? One thing Google will never do, they will not tell you exactly what to do to make your website rank well. They will not, okay? They will just tell you what it is in general, what they're looking for, okay? All right, because way too many people for way too long have been exploiting every little thing about searches. And believe me when I tell you, the search engines, their search algorithms are extremely sophisticated. I mean, extremely. And they've refined this thing years and years and years. And it's unbelievable how detailed and descriptive they really can be when they crawl your website and try to figure out what it is that's going on, I believe Google will take over the world someday. No, just kidding. All right, so next thing here. Having a blog on your website. Okay, what is a blog? A blog is short for web blog, okay? Well, basically, it's an online journal. It's a place where you can simply go in and you can just type things about your life, your business, or whatever, and people can reply to it if they wish. Okay, but when you're doing that, you're adding content to your website. You're adding keywords. You're adding titles, all the stuff that the search engines love. And more importantly, blogs are highly search engine friendly, okay? They love this stuff. Why? Because think about it. If you're a search engine, what do you want to provide people? The absolute best thing you possibly can. And what is that? That's the most up-to-date thing that you can possibly give them. So if you're giving the search engine's latest and greatest information, there's a chance that they're going to start to come back and check your website more and more regularly. And that, in their eyes, starts to rank you up a little higher because they think that you're important because you're delivering more and more content. So the more active you are on your website, the better and more beneficial it is to helping your website come up faster and faster in search engine rankings, okay? All right, so things to do in your blog. Well, educate people. Tell them things that you know that you do, okay? Share your thoughts, your ideas. Talk about local events that are happening in town, because that's huge, because local events technically get you listed right away. I mean, they come up on the first page quickly, okay? And you're saying, well, if I'm talking about something that happened in my town, what's that going to do with my business? What's that have to do with that? Easy. If you talk about something that's in your town that's going on, and somebody clicks on that link, they just discovered your business, okay? And they can click through, go back to your homepage, look at your services and everything else. So why wouldn't you do that, okay? All right. Now, so what if you have more than one main service type? No problem. You can have more than one website if you wish, okay? In fact, we have a lot of members that have done that. They've had several websites that, or several locations that they chose to build their websites around, okay? If you have more than one location, you can also have them incorporated into one website. But the other thing too is, what if you're a stylist and you're renting space within another business? No problem. You can still do this too, and you can still build your website. You can build your business around somebody else's business too. Okay. All right. So every website must have its own domain name. And we want to make sure that it's relevant to the audience that you're speaking to. Okay, now we're going to talk about how do we measure the effectiveness of the things that we've built. Okay, well, you should be using Google Analytics. Google Analytics is free website tracking, that visitor tracking that everybody can use, and it's completely free. In fact, Google begs you to use it, okay? And when you put it on your website, why would you not want to have something that's connected directly to Google on your website? You absolutely want to have this on your website. This is critical. And this is something that you have put in place after your website is built. Okay, but the beautiful thing about it is you can go in and look at your visitor statistics, see how long they've been there, what pages they clicked through to, what was the search term they used to find you, what browser were they using? Were they using a mobile device? Were they using a desktop, Safari, Mac? Were they using Windows? Whatever. Okay, so there's tons and tons of information that Google will freely give you. Okay, and not only that, you can use this to define and refine your website to make it even more targeted to the things that you're trying to achieve. Okay, now, your head's probably spinning a little bit. Like I said, take a breath. Don't think that you have to memorize all this stuff. Again, if you're looking to get a website, we have a package put together for you that incorporates the things that we're talking about here, okay? If you have a lot of questions, fantastic. I can see the questions coming in, but please write them down, and when we get to the question and answer session, we will answer them the best we can, okay? But for right now, I got a little more stuff, and then I'm going to give you back the mic. But and don't let this scare you for advanced stuff, because the advanced stuff is actually easier than the basic stuff. Okay. Now, the big changes took place a while ago, especially with Google, about how search engines are looking at the popularity of your websites. And what it is they're doing is they're looking at what's called the trust factor, or the authority factor. Okay, trust and authority are way more dominant than keywords and things like that when it comes to how your website is going to rank when people search for things of where you do and what you do. Okay, and what that means is basically online word of mouth. Okay, now you all know that word of mouth by far is the best advertisement you can get. There's nothing better. Okay, but did you realize that word of mouth takes place on the internet now? Okay, majority of it does. They're using Facebook, they're chatting, they're, Twitter, whatever, okay? Word of mouth advertisement takes place by your customers and by people around you online, okay? But not only that, they're using services out there to leave reviews like Yelp, Merchant Circle, Insider Pages, Yellow Pages, Google. In fact, the Google reviews are huge, okay? So these things are, all those places that I just mentioned, they have extremely high trust and authority in the eyes of search engines, Now think about that for a minute. If you have a review or something like that on one of those places, let's say like Yelp, for example. Well, when somebody leaves a review back to your location, well, that passes along some of that trust and authority back to your website. When you have a listing, okay, like your name, address, and phone number of your business, by the way, that's called a business citation. When that business citation is listed in the free Yellow Pages or Merchant Circle or Angie's List or something like that, and it points back to your website, those high trust, high authority websites pass along some of that trust and authority to you, okay? So you can see that it's like an intravenous feed coming back to your website, passing along that ranking juice, is what I like to call it. Okay, so the more of that you get, the better you begin to outrank your competitors. Okay, so that's really, really important to understand. So it's critical to try to get people to give you reviews, get your testimonials, and more importantly, give them a place to go online. Even if you got to just print out like a little postcard or something like that, or a flyer. So when you get home, you mind leaving us a review? Okay, and just give them the link. Okay, or follow up with them in your email and your newsletter. Okay. So 79% of people also use mobile devices to search and browse online. Now, that was last year's statistics, by the way. Okay, so keep in mind that number grows and grows and grows every single year. Okay, people are using not only their smartphones, but mobile devices are also considered tablets, okay, like iPads and tablets and things like that. All right, so think about when most people do that. Think about when you do it. When are you doing it? When you're sitting there around at lunch, or when you're, in the evening while you're watching TV casually, or during dinner or whatever. Okay. So we want to make sure that we have a website that is also capable of displaying on those devices, which we're going to talk about. Okay. Social media has never been more important. Again, social media is nothing more than word of mouth. Okay. It's just people chatting. And, it's critical for those social media channels to be connected to your website to pass along that trust and authority. Okay. Now, we also talked about blogs before, how popular blogs are because they're social. Okay. They're word of mouth. All right. So again, I talked about this thing called the NAP, or the name, address, and phone number. It's also called a business citation. So when we get these mentions out there on these very high authority websites, they point back to your website and helping to boost your rankings. That's telling the search engines, hey, Google, check this out. Got a link coming in from Angie's List. Google says, oh, that's pretty cool. You know what? You just came up another notch higher on my trust list, okay? Which means I'll probably weigh you against your competitors and rank you a little bit higher just because of that. Okay, so that's important. Now, you still have to have all the other things in place, like the search engine optimization, the content, and all the other things we talked about. But these things are, we talked about the bricks and the foundation. Now we're talking about the walls, the drywall, and the paint, okay, and the roof. So that's what we're talking about here when we talk about getting trust and authority. Okay, so we already talked about that, but here's another important note that you need to remember. Your business name, your address, and your phone number, it gets spread all over the internet, even though you don't know about it. In fact, it's all over the place, and you probably have no idea that it is. You have to make sure that your business name, address, and phone number are on there exactly the same way everywhere you go. If there are any variations of that, okay, that can actually hurt your rankings, okay? So as you go to get more of these things, please make sure that you do that consistently. Okay. So what else builds trust and authority? Well, there's special code that we put on the website that also do that connects the author. But we also do making sure that the website is called mobile ready. And what me and my team build, we build responsive websites. That means it'll fit everything from a tiny smartphone all the way up to a giant screen television. Okay, it'll fit any browser that comes along. Okay, if your website is not mobile ready, as a matter of fact, back in April of, April of 2015, well, Google announced that they publicly announced that websites need to be mobile ready or it could affect your ranking results on mobile devices. In other words, they're saying, if you're not mobile ready, you're not going to rank well. That's what it said to me. Okay, so it's critical to make sure that's in place. Links from other authoritative websites. Okay, we talked about that. Google, having a Google Plus business page. Google gives you a free page. A Google Plus business page is very much like a Facebook page. Okay, having that connection is critical. Local maps. Okay, Google, Yahoo, and Bing also have local business maps that will connect your local business and give a link back to your website too. That's also very high trust and high authority. You definitely want to make sure that's in place. Social media connections. We connect your website to your Facebook page or anything else that you have out there. We can connect it. In fact, with Facebook, we actually take, if you have a page, we'll actually add your Facebook news feed directly onto your website homepage, okay, where people can actually interact with it right there. And by the way, you're going to see examples of the websites, okay, that are coming up, and Mike's going to show you that in detail. So don't worry about that. That stuff is all coming, okay? So please just hang in there. We're almost through here. Okay, so trust and authority websites. Okay, so here's another search example again off to the right. You can see the local map. You can see the picture there. Now, the picture of the author is no longer used anymore. This slide's a little old. But the fact is that authorship is still very much in use. Google just decided not to show the pictures anymore. I'm not sure why. I thought it was a great idea. But you can see that when you have high authority and high trust, you rank well for all different kinds of search terms. Okay, mobile ready. Yep, we've talked about that. And here's an example of a website. And we blurred some things out. Things are not very crisp. They're not very, things are a little blurry. Don't worry about that, okay? It's just because, again, it's a big picture we blew up and it's a little grainy. So don't worry about the appearance. But the fact is, this website here, you can see from a desktop or a laptop, it's going to have a full screen width, okay? And then if we were to take that and maybe change it to an iPad or a smartphone, you can see how it will scale down and fit into place. In fact, even the menu changes for a mobile device. Okay, so it's very, very, very important that your website can do this, okay? Because again, like Google said, we're not going to rank you well when people are searching on mobile devices. And when more than 80% of people are out there using mobile, you don't want to be in that other 20% category, okay? All right, so social media. Let's talk about how that affects marketing and your website as well. Well, this is an old statistic here. Not too old, but it's pretty close to about the same. But you can see how important a Facebook is and things like that. Twitter, depending if you're a Twitter user or not, you can see the effectiveness in here. And actually, YouTube is even higher than that now. Twitter is lower. Okay, and you can see the prominence of blogging. Okay, so there's a lot of important factors here when we talk about word of mouth, or in other words, social media being connected in with your website. Okay. Now, is there a difference between business to customers and business to business? Oh, yeah, there is. Most of you are going to be falling in the business to customer or the B2C model. Okay. Facebook, you can see the popularity of that, of course. Okay. If you're business to business, probably add more LinkedIn in there. Okay. LinkedIn is more about business to business and relationships that way. Okay. So what's trending for 2015? Well, what's trending beyond 2015? Well, let's put it this way. Again, it's an older slide here, but the fact is that we have YouTube showing a very, very large share of growth, okay, as well as he's outgrowing Facebook. Look how big blogging is, okay? 66% share there, okay? We have LinkedIn, we have Twitter. Okay, these things are constantly changing, but why would YouTube be so much higher? Well, we're going to talk about that too. That's coming, promise. Okay, the benefits of social media marketing. Well, obviously we have improved sales, okay, increased exposure. Okay, you can see with as little as 6 or more hours per week, the vast majority of marketers, or 92+%, indicated that their social media efforts increased exposure for their business. So even if you spend a few minutes a week, okay, you don't have to spend 6 or more hours a week. We're not asking you to do that. Who has time for that? I don't. But even if you spend a few minutes a week, okay, that's going to help your efforts, okay? Generating leads by spending as little as 6 hours a week, or 64% of marketers see lead generation benefits with social media, okay? So Now, real benefits obviously would be reduced marketing expenses, improved search rankings, obviously, because when we're putting more stuff out there and more word of mouth areas in social media, we're also providing more trust and authority that points back to your website. So it's going to improve your search rankings. Okay. Increased traffic. Okay. A significant 78% of participants found that increased traffic occurred with as little as 6 hours per week. Again, 6 hours is a lot of time. I mean, if you had that much time, God bless you. Okay. But I don't. But if I can spend at least 10 minutes a week, or at least a couple days a week, a little time here and there, that's better than most people will do. Okay, so, and we'll show you, and we have the resources that can show you how to make the best of your time and how to do blogging. You know, you don't have to be on all those things that I showed. You don't have to be avid Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter and all that stuff. Okay, you could just use your website and use your blog. That's social media. Okay. Because every time you make a blog post, as a matter of fact, and I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself a little bit, every time you use your blog, it automatically sends a signal out to the search engines, blogging directories, etc., that you just added new content. Come check me out. Okay. All right. Here's an example of a blog post. Notice the title, Skincare Tips for Everyone. So if you're somebody who does a lot of stuff with skincare, obviously use your keywords to your advantage. Put them in your catchy title. Okay. Try to put some of your keywords in your first paragraph. It doesn't have to be this long book. In fact, you can break this up into parts. You can break it up to part 1, part 2, part 3, and make a lesson session out of it. And you notice that there's a place down at the bottom where people can reply and respond to your stuff. Okay. So even if you think nobody is reading your blog post, you're saying, well, why am I doing this? Nobody's reading it, and I'm not getting any replies. Sure they are. Search engines are reading it. Blogging directories are reading it. Okay. They may not be human, but they're the ones that we're trying to capture because they're the ones that rank your website in search results. Okay, so that's why it's so important to do blogging, because you're always adding keywords and new content to your website, keeping it fresh and up to date. Okay, so what about YouTube? Well, when we put YouTube on a website, oh, by the way, did I tell you that YouTube is owned by Google and that it's the second largest search engine on the planet? It's bigger than Bing, bigger than Yahoo. Facebook, some people use it as a search engine. I don't know why they never really pursued that, but it's not a very good one. But it's way bigger than YouTube, or than Facebook, excuse me. But YouTube is huge. It's owned by Google. It allows you to put keywords in it, a description. It allows you to put what are called tags. Tags are basically keywords, okay? And you can simply copy a little piece of line of code and paste it right onto the page of your blog post or your page or whatever, and boom, you got a video that automatically displays on any kind of device available, okay, whether it's mobile ready or not. It's beautiful. I mean, if you make these little videos, let's say, for example, a customer testimonial, somebody sitting in your chair and they're just saying, you know, this is awesome. And you say, hey, would you mind leaving me a review, a testimonial? You pull out your smartphone, you pull out your iPad, do a quick little 15, 20 second, 30 second, you know, just somebody sitting in a chair, and they're going to be embarrassed. And you know what? Your video is probably not going to be high quality, and that's the best kind of video you can have. You do not want professionally produced videos. People want to see real, okay? And when you start posting these up onto your free YouTube channel, and you can feed these videos directly onto your website automatically, you got testimonial review videos sitting right there and a connection from Google passing on that trust and authority. Why would you not use YouTube? Okay. All right. Do you know that your website is 53% more likely to appear on the first page of Google if you have a video on it? Forrester Research. Can't get any better than Forrester Research when it comes to statistics, that's for sure. Okay, the impact of YouTube. Again, second largest search engine, places higher priority in search results. How many times have you done a search for something, you look down the search results and you saw a video for something? Sure, happens all the time. Okay, it's easily shared. People like to watch than read. Okay, so they pass them around, viral things, you know. All age groups respond to video. Okay, YouTube is free and it's easy to use. In fact, if you have a smartphone or if you have a tablet or some type of mobile device, you probably can get an app, whether it's from iTunes or from the Google Play Store, and you can download a free YouTube app that automatically allows you to connect to your YouTube channel. You can sit there and record your client, make it a testimonial, hit send, boom, done. Okay. Search, and by the way, did you know you can use YouTube to learn how to use YouTube? You can go to youtube.com and search, how do I use YouTube? And find a video on how to use YouTube. Pretty cool. Okay, search engines give free local business listings on their maps. Okay, we talked about Google a little bit, but Bing and Yahoo also do it as well. So let's take a look at Google first. Now, this link may change, by the way. Google seems to change this map thing all the time, but as of now, or as of recently, I should say, excuse me, google.com/business. That will take you to logging into Google, and you can get a free account with Google, simply a free Gmail address, or you use your regular email address. You need to have some type of Google account to be able to do anything with YouTube or with Google Places for Business or your Google Plus page or whatever, okay? It's free. Google gives it to you. Get one, okay? So you log into that. And by the way, we have the videos that show you how to do this, okay? And get your, make sure that you claim your Google local business page. That's the thing that pops up on the map. Make sure that it has the correct name, address, and phone number in it. It has your keywords in it. It has your business hours, has all the categories that you can get yourself into, all that stuff. Even upload pictures to it, okay? The more of that stuff you have, the better, and the better it is that you rank in the Google local maps. Okay. Now, there's also, and you can see here's an example of when you do searches. You notice there, pin position A, the little red letter A, it looks like a little balloon, shows a position on the map. You notice how it gives all the information there, hair salon, Lotus Salon, it gives the address, number, all that stuff, okay? So make sure you get that, okay? You can do the same thing for Yahoo. You go to listings.local.yahoo.com, okay? And in there, you can also get a listing. Now, you're not guaranteed to get, let's put it this way. It's not going to be exactly like Google, okay? It's not quite as comprehensive, but it's still good to have, and there are a lot of diehard Yahoo users out there. Bing, same thing. You can go to bingplaces.com and also get it, very much like Yahoo, but it's actually a little more robust, not as good as Google, but Bing is probably the larger search engine over Yahoo, and their maps results come up in a lot of stuff, okay? Okay, online directories. Well, here's a list of the top 10 ones that you want to get in. Now, that top 10 list changes a lot, okay, but these are the ones that prominently stay there the most. Everything from Yelp to Yellow Pages, Facebook, and these are all top places to put your business name, address, and phone number. Again, that's called your business citation. To be able to get that trust and authority passed from their website back to yours to help your search results, okay? So again, I'll go over this one more time. Why are they so important? They have credibility with clients. They have credibility with search engines. Links from these sites have authority, and they show the search engines that you are a real business, okay? They actually are a good source of traffic to your website because these sites frequently show up in the first page of search results. Okay. Directories tip, again, make sure that you get your name, address, and phone number in there correctly, the same way every time. Ask your customers to leave you reviews. Again, make a flyer with the favorite link to the place you're trying to get the most reviews on. A little note about reviews, because I'm seeing questions coming in about reviews, and that is, what happens if I have a negative review? How do I get rid of it? Well, you can't, okay? But here's what you can do. You can reply to your reviews on any review source out there, okay? So make sure you reply, because here's what happens. When people read reviews, they read the bad ones, okay? When they read the bad ones and they immediately see a follow-up to it saying that you did everything you could to help that person, how does that bad review look now, right? Okay, because it shows me, the business owner, tried to do something about it, and this person's probably just being unreasonable. Now, the next tip is you get more positive reviews to surround that negative review, and that negative review becomes obsolete, okay? So that's how you handle the negative reviews. get more positives, and make sure you interact with your reviews and make sure you respond to anything negative. Think about it. Somebody came into your business and they complained and you didn't respond to them. How does that make you look? Okay. It's the same thing online. Okay. A couple more tips. If you live in a small town, don't worry about that. Google will make a radial search when somebody looks for what you do and where you do it. And here's why. Wherever you are right now, connected to the internet, Google and the other search engines already know what area of the world you live in within usually a 10 to 20 mile radius. Okay? Now, they're not going to send a missile down and blow up your house. But what they're going to do is they know where you are based on what's called your computer's or your internet connection's IP address, Internet Protocol address. It's a bunch of numbers, okay? Everybody has one. Now, based on that IP address, it says, oh, I know what town and what area you're located in. I'm going to provide you first with all the information of your area before I give you anything else. And if there's nothing really big in your area, I'll expand that to surrounding areas, okay? So you always build up your website around the town that you're doing businesses in, and don't try to dominate all the towns around you all on one page, because that'll just confuse them. Okay. So what I'm saying is don't worry about it. Okay. Putting Facebook on your website. You can see here where we actually add a Facebook feed directly onto the website. Okay. Mike will show you more about that stuff too. Okay. Now is where we have the question and answer session. And
Got a lot of questions.
All right. Let them fly.
When you're ready. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Are you allowed to have more than one domain name?
Yes, you can. You can have as many domain names as you wish to own. However, only one domain name can be used for a website. Okay? It's the only one that'll be searchable. You can have multiple domain names. You can go buy them all up, use one for your website, and you can take all the other ones that you bought and you can do what's called a domain forward. Okay, which means if somebody types in that domain name, it'll automatically go to your main website. Okay, and when speaking with domain names too, keep in mind that you want to, when you're getting a new domain name, try to get the what you do and where you do it as short as you can. And again, it's not critical. This is only one small brick in the foundation of your business. If you don't get it, no problem. Okay. The fact is, the domain names are kind of insignificant now when it comes to search results and SEO. So don't worry so much about getting the right domain name. Just make sure you get one. Okay, try to get a .com. And also, if you have your business name, try to get your business name in a domain name as well. You can use that on all your marketing materials that are offline, and you can also forward that to your website.
I have a very expensive website I purchased a few years back that doesn't drive in any new clients to my business. I get calls almost daily from telemarketers offering to improve my rankings. Should I take advantage of that or not?
That's a great question, and I talked about that earlier. Be careful. There's a lot of marketers out there that are cold calling. Get them all the time, and I get them all the time. It's annoying. Sometimes I like to play with them, but bottom line is this. I told you that Google does not call you, okay? The only way Google calls you is if you submit a form requesting a phone call, then they call you, okay? That's it. So anybody representing that they're from Google or a Google partner or something like that, ignore it, okay? Now, it doesn't mean that they can't help you, but what I'm saying is a lot of them, they prey upon your lack of knowledge, and it's very easy to do in the internet world, and it's very unfortunate. But what happens is you end up paying a lot of money, especially if any of you are familiar with what's called the Berry Company, or I forget the actual name of the place. But bottom line is they're very big. They're out of the South, and they have a very large market share with this kind of stuff. And what they do is they probably take $300-400 a month from you, and most of that money goes to pay-per-click ads. Okay, remember those ads I told you to run about $100 a week minimum? Okay, and the way those ads work, if somebody clicks on it, even if you don't make a sales conversion from it, you still pay for that click. Okay, your competitors can come in and click on it all they want, and you got to pay for it. All right. Well, that's how they guarantee you first page search results. Generally, is with pay-per-click ads. All right. Believe me, stay away from that stuff. Okay. And take our advice. If you have questions on it, contact us. Okay.
If I could just add to that, John.
Sure.
If you have the site built correctly, like John just explained, and you maintain it correctly, like John does, that's what he does daily, as he continues to learn and apply the methods that the search engines are asking. There's no need for that extra buck that you have to pay for those kinds of services.
That's it.
Okay, let's see there. How do I blog, and what will it do for my website again?
Okay. Blogging is something that we provide a training tutorial with that takes you step by step through. It's actually very easy to do. But think of blogging as nothing more than talking to your friend, okay, on the telephone. If you can approach your computer like your computer is your friend and that you're talking to over a cup of coffee at dinner, okay, you can sit there and make a blog post. It's that easy. You don't need to have a full novel. All you need to do is a couple of paragraphs and stick to a topic or more than one topic. Make sure you have a nice title to your blog post, okay, because that title will also be the title of that whole page. And talk about, describe in your content that, whatever it is that you're talking about. You can teach people things that you know. You got to give in order to get. You're saying, well, you want me to give away my secrets? Yes, give them away. You're trying to get people to trust you. You're trying to get people to come to you. You want to be an authority and be expert, okay? And the more unique content you put in your blog post, the better your search results can be.
What will the videos do for my website? What should I make them on, and how do I get a YouTube channel?
Okay, well, I prefer that you use YouTube. Number one, it's free and it's easy to use, and it's the second largest search engine in the world, okay? As far as how to do it, again, you can simply just go to youtube.com and say, how do I make a YouTube video? And you'll be surprised all the videos that pop up that show you exactly, even from YouTube itself, telling you how to use YouTube, okay? However, keep in mind if you have some type of a smartphone, or if you have even if you have a digital camera or an iPad or something like that, you can get what's called an app, okay? And that app, and if you got the 13-year-old around, ask them. They'll know exactly how to do it in about 20 seconds, okay? But you get that app, put it on there, and you can connect that to a YouTube channel. Okay, if you don't have a YouTube channel, you don't know what that is, guess what? We also show you how to get that. We have the tutorials for that as well. But you can also go to YouTube and ask, how do I get a YouTube account? All right. So again, it's a fantastic search engine because you don't just have to read things, you can watch things. You can watch people tell you.
And the second part of that was, what should I make my video on?
Oh, okay. Yeah, thanks. The other thing, and I alluded to that earlier, is a great thing to do is do demonstrations. Like maybe you have somebody sitting in your chair, or you're seeing one of your stylists doing something, and just make a quick little documentary. A couple minutes. Here's the technique that we use with blow drying, or using this a styling iron or something like that, and whatever. Okay, and also for testimonials, it's fantastic to get testimonials from people sitting in your chair. Okay, those are a couple of good tips.
And some new products, whatever they
Yeah,
are.
new products, anything.
Great. That's it, John. Great.
Okay, awesome.
Great questions. John's going to be here because there are going to be some additional questions. But what I would like to do is wrap this up and show you guys what a website looks like that we're talking about. But I just want you to be clear that on a couple things. What John talked about are the more or less the behind the scenes things that need to be in place to get found on the internet. Some of them you can actually see on the website, the video and the Facebook integration, things like that, the content, things like that. They help in search rankings, and they also help in conversion, which I'm going to talk about in a second here. But I'm going to show you a website. It's critical that you get this right. The future, your online marketing can be so much easier for you if you just have the website built correctly from the get-go.
then you're not spending additional money and additional time putting Band-Aids on a website that didn't have the proper building blocks in place. So I want to really give you a great opportunity to take advantage of today. But first, I want to just kind of go through and show you what a scaled down version of the website that we talked about today. And the reason it's scaled down is because we want you to pay attention to the features that need to be there. We didn't want to pretty it up, although we want your website to be branded to your business. We want it to be as beautiful as it can be, so it expresses your brand, but we also need for it to have the elements of direct response on it. So it's a real fine line that we've nailed down really well. I'm not going to give you domain names to go and look at the hundreds of member websites that we built in the past, because simply, if you were to duplicate the content and build a website, or have somebody build a website for you using the exact content that's on one of our members' websites, the search engines will basically shut both websites down. So we don't allow that to happen. Obviously, we want to protect our members' websites for that reason. So let's take a look at what the websites look like and move on from there. So this is part 4, Build It Right, direct response salon spa websites with social media integration. The formula is great marketing combined with great search engine optimization combined with salon and spa industry knowledge combined with years of testing equal hundreds of successful salon and spa and stylist websites. Here's the only website formula that will drive in new clients to salons and spas into your business every week, 24/7. Okay, so here's the scaled down version. We're going to dissect this one piece at a time and explain, what each piece represents. This is what a salon website would look like. I'm going to show you what a stylist website would look like. It's primarily the same thing. There's just the employment opportunity guide isn't on it, which we haven't talked about yet, which I'll talk about shortly. But this is what the salon website looks like. Like I said, this is a scaled down version. Obviously, when we build our members' websites, they're much prettier than this, but we want you to look at the fundamentals of direct response that for our formula. Okay, so this is what the stylist website looks like as well. Obviously, it has a frame around it. And let's just kind of dissect this now. So above the fold, if you're looking at this on a laptop or a desktop, this is what you would see before you have to scroll down. The phone number, believe it or not, people leave their phone number off the top of their website, which is ridiculous. You don't want people scrolling around for your phone number. You want that to be big and bold right in their face when they get to your website. The big bold guarantee in the banner, which is the top, your picture, because people want to do business with people. We've had members that will use their staff picture or their manager's picture. We just want to get a picture on the top of that banner to represent an individual for your business. And so they're basically signing off on the guarantee, which really adds credibility to the website and to your offer. The menu, example, home, blog, services, testimonials, locations and hours, photo gallery, employment. We want you to have as many menu options as possible. It's imperative that you add content to your site, and that's how you add content, by adding pages. That's how you get found in your local search results. Also in that banner, you see here we have Jenny's Full Service Salon and Boutique. That's her logo. We want you to put a logo up there. If you don't have one, we're going to help you get that, help you come up with one, which I'll talk about in a minute here. Below that, you'll see the 9 reasons. This is the content. The search engines go over this as well as all of the other content. This is your opportunity to answer the question for the visitor of the website of what's in it for me. Why should I choose your salon over other salons? Why should I choose you as a stylist over other stylists? This is where you answer that question. Okay. Let me just go back here and talk about the banner for a minute. When somebody lands on your website, you have a split section to capture their attention and draw them into the rest of the website. And basically, that is the job of the banner. That's what jumps out at somebody. That's what they're going to look at first. So it's valuable real estate that you're dealing with there, and it's imperative that you get that correct. Because if it's just the name of your business, if somebody is searching for services, they could care less what the name of your business is. What they want to know is what's in it for me. Why should I choose your salon, you as a stylist, over all the others? So that banner is really important to grab their attention and bring them into the rest of the website. I'm going to talk about that employment opportunity guide in a minute. Middle fold, you see the Facebook feed in. That's imperative. Like John was talking about, the search engines want to see authority. That's part of it. They want you to be the social media to be integrated with your website. We get questions about Pinterest and Twitter and that thing. We can put links of that on your site as well. But the big thing is Facebook. You see the opt-in for a newsletter. When somebody clicks on that Get Our Newsletter, an opt-in box shows up. Ask them for their first name and their email. They fill it out. They press submit, and your newsletter that you get from us pops up on their screen, and they get put on a list where they become a prospect of yours, and they get your follow-up sequences. So that's really important. All these devices that you see are all of these all this formula that you see, pieces to the formula, are very important to communicate with the prospect and convince them that that they should, based on your website here, that they should pick up the phone and call you for an appointment, or they should just book online if you have online booking. Now you'll see the employment opportunity guide. This is a Member Central website. If you go to the employment opportunity tab and go through that, we talk about the importance of having this on your website. It explains it in detail, but it's a real game changer for a lot of salons and spas who are constantly looking for staff. Having this on your website and driving potential employees through a Craigslist ad or through an online ad, putting a link right to this guide in that ad, which we talk about on Member Central, is really a great way to continually look for added staff. The worst time to look for staff is when you need staff. So, you don't want to go into work on Tuesday morning and, have someone give you your 2-week notice. Then you've got to start advertising. You want to always be in the game. You want to always have your employment opportunity guide out there working for you, building a list of potential staff members for you. So when it's time for you to hire somebody, you already have a list that's there. All right. So the bottom fold is now this is when somebody scrolls down to the bottom. You see the consumer awareness guide opt-in and the YouTube video. The consumer awareness guide is just another piece to the puzzle. It's an opt-in, so people click on that. It says click here to get yours now. We provide that guide for you to edit and make your own. When you click there, an opt-in box comes up. They give their email and their first name, press submit, and that consumer guide pops up, and they can read through that. It's basically a sales letter for your salon or spa, or if you're a stylist. And this is really tremendous for all salons and spas. especially if you have any unique services that you offer. It really that people want to get educated on, like let's say, special, let's say you're into highlighting and you do a great job of that. This is an opportunity for you to explain in detail why your highlighting is better than your competitors. If you do, laser hair removal, if you're into providing replacement hair, anything of that nature, this is a really good tool to promote those types of services through education. You see the YouTube video. John went into detail the importance of this. This is a great place to put testimonials, to do short videos, how-to videos, to do product knowledge videos. And we're only talking about 2 to 3 to 5 minutes long. We don't want a real long video there. Just something that's going to help you in the search results, and something that's going to help you, that's going to help convert that visitor into a client, into a future client. And then you see the guarantee at the bottom. You definitely want to have your guarantee all over your website as well. It's going to help that person choose your business over someone else's business for sure. Okay, so the outer frame travels through the website, meaning that no matter what page a visitor goes to, whether it's the service page, it's the testimonial page, it's the location and hours, it's your photo gallery, any page, it's your testimonial page, that outer frame needs to be there, because those are the action, that's the action part of the formula. So we want people to take action. We want people to click on that first-time visitor coupon, opt in, get that $15 off the first service of their choice with a 2-week expiration date on it. We want them to take action. We want them to opt in for your newsletter. We want them to opt in for your employment opportunity guide. We want them to see your guarantee in your banner. We want them to see your picture, because people want to do business with people, not businesses. So that outer frame is very, very important. It needs to be on every single page on your website, because people are going to go through your website, and when they're ready to take action, we don't want to have them go back to the home page. We want to have them just move their mouse over, or move the pointer over and click on it and take action. Okay, and that phone number needs to be on every page as well, because you just never know when a person is going to want to call you. And John talked about the importance of having Google Analytics on every page, so you can actually see through your reports, through Google Analytics, how much time people spend on each of your pages, which is really, really a good learning tool, and to understand what parts of your website people are drawn to. What are they more interested in? And when you find that out, you can build upon that. Let's say that they spend a lot of time on your service page. Well, then expand that service page, get into more detail. Same with the testimonials. People are spending more time on testimonials page. Well, build upon that. Make that, build upon that, make that even better. So that's a really great tool. Or if you're having issues on a page where people are just clicking through it, you'll realize that you need to add more to that page as well. Okay, so the website needs to be responsive for all mobile devices. I mean, I think you all realize that now. It's so important, not only for the search engine rankings, because John mentioned that the search engines are now requiring that that your website is responsive for all mobile devices. So you may have a website that you spent a lot of money for that is not mobile ready. And if you were to get a hold of that person who built that website, they're literally going to charge you thousands of dollars to make that mobile device ready. So that needs to be in place right from the get-go. It's very important, not only for search engine results, but you're going to get a better conversion rate. That person is going to spend more time on your website if they can read through it easily, if they can go through it easily. You don't want them scrolling back and forth. Obviously they've got to scroll down, but back and forth is just a killer. Okay, so now I want to talk about how you can move forward from here. I know that was a lot of information, and I know that you're feeling overwhelmed at this point, and that's perfectly okay. But basically, this means that you have two choices on where to go from here. Choice one is you can take all the tips and info that we just gave you and try to put the puzzle pieces together on your own with your own website and social media and YouTube video integration without assistance from us. And who knows, you may get lucky and one day see some progress. It will definitely take longer. And you'll make a lot of painful mistakes. You'll pay a lot more money in the end run. You'll get a lot less clients from it, but you can choose to do this. Or there's the smarter choice, the one really savvy salon and spa owners and stylists take to speed up their progress toward getting new clients and boosting their profits. And I just can't explain to you how important it is and how critical this is to get this right now. The only true website package, new client generating system specifically for salons and spas and stylists, the only surefire and cost-effective way to consistently attract new clients and boost profits from your online efforts. This radically simple yet effective new client generating website social media system will work for you even if you are located anywhere in the English-speaking world, are in a small town or big city, are a small salon or spa with one or few chairs, are a big salon or spa with several chairs, are an independent stylist or tech, offer a few services or have several services, are a chair, booth, or suite renter, are a commissioned salon or spa salary or you pay by the hour, are super busy because this is a lifestyle-friendly website social media program, are not computer or internet savvy, are new to the salon or spa industry, are a seasoned salon or spa owner. Don't you think you've been deceived enough? Isn't it time to start using what's proven to work for our industry? The benefits of more clients, more money, more freedom, less stress, and a happier version of yourself? Let's just take a look at what some of these members have done with their websites only. Lisa McCollum, 450 new clients and 16 employee opt-ins. Jason Lacey, 57 new clients in 3 months. Brian Amber, over 350 new clients in the last year and 34 employee opt-ins. Sherry, 43 new clients in the last 6 weeks. Yvette Hall, 17 new clients a month. Richard and Heather, averaging 13 new clients a month in their spa. Sharon Dion, 127 new clients and 49 employee opportunity requests. Alfredo Special, 56 new clients in 3 months. Pam Howard, 17 new clients a month. Ron Milazzo, averaging 12 new clients a month. Debbie Saragusa, 161 new clients in the last 6 months. Sally and Heather, 37 new clients in the last 3 months. Jim Ostrowski, 19 new clients this past month alone and a total of 37 employee opportunity requests. Mindy Hunzinger, averaging 27 new clients a month, 4 employee opportunity requests a month. Let's take a look at what's inside your salon website social media integration package. Included, complete customized device responsive direct response website with social media YouTube video integration package, designed and SEO optimized, including an inclusive delivery system. To be more direct, you're going to have a website integrated with social media that's going to kick you know what for a long time. We'll build your customized website with our key ingredients to be direct response with your unique copy and compelling sales letter and messages. Let's take a look. Including creating the perfect banner customized for you, phone number, bold guarantee, your picture, your logo. If you don't have one, we'll help you create one. Including 9 reasons example document for you to edit and make your own. Including first-time visitor coupon with deadline date and all-inclusive delivery system. Including monthly client newsletter opt-in and all-inclusive delivery system. Including social media, Facebook, website integration. Including consumer awareness guide, includes copy for editing and all-inclusive delivery system. including employment opportunity guide for you to edit, an all-inclusive delivery system, including YouTube video website integration, including easy to navigate menu with unlimited pages, including Google Map with locations, including blogging platform, and we show you how to do this, including testimonial platform with your approval to publish, including completely responsive to all devices, desktop, laptop, iPad, Nook, all mobile phones, or anything else out there. Complete website package designed and SEO optimized will build your website with the key ingredients to be a direct response website with your unique copy and compelling sales letters and messages. This includes inserting your logo, picture, phone numbers, headline, body content, location and hours, our staff, employment, testimonials, links for online booking, blog, and contact information, and any additional pages required. No limit. Turnkey managed and support includes domain setup, hosting, account creation and configuration, personal and staff email address creation, changes, enhancements, and edits to the content of your site. No nickel and diming you here. Email manager integration includes the ability to email your entire client base from your account and build your list directly from the web forms on your website. Automated follow-up marketing, a complete email automated follow-up system for anyone that interacts with your website in the following ways. 2 automated follow-up with clients per month, 2 automated follow-up with prospects per month, 2 automated follow-up with potential employees per month. Free report delivery system, consumer awareness guide, done for you. Employment opportunity guide, done for you. Client newsletter, done for you. Complete Google Analytics and integration. Every page will have tracking code so you'll know what people are looking at. You can track keywords and visitors and traffic. Complete support and customization. You'll have the direct email and phone access to our developer. He'll work with you to make sure your branding is expressed with respect to the guidelines of direct response on our unique formula. You've no doubt noticed that this website social media program is, without question, the most comprehensive new client generating and profit boosting online system there is. Now you may be thinking, I bet any website and social media proven system like this can give me all that, would cost a small fortune. And in all honesty, it really should. After all, this exact website social media program has already helped hundreds of salon and spa owners and stylists achieve getting all the new clients they wanted faster and easier online than ever. Now you can see why the complete website social media package sold by itself is valued at $2,997. Yet that price is not for you. We have a much better deal headed your way, so by all means, keep watching. And you're not just receiving the website social media package today. Just for being on this webinar today, we'd like to give you 3 free months of our unlimited support and management, a $147 value, absolutely free. Of course, you could choose to continue down the path you're on right now and end up spending 5, 7, even 10 times more the investment you'll make today in the website social media pack in direct costs, trying to market online and advertise online to get new clients on your own. And then there's the indirect cost of all your personal time and aggravation you'll spend trying to build your website yourself or have a local developer do it for you. And let's not forget the lost sales from not getting any new clients from online. That's a real killer. And that's just not what I desire for you. The good news is a much lower price for you today because frankly, if you don't hurry up and get a website that works for you, your competitors will continue to get the new online clients you should be getting. So I refuse to let finances stop you today. That means you will not be paying the retail value of $2,997 for the website social media package today. Nowhere close to that. It's not even going to be half that price. It's not even going to be $1,500. Your total investment today, including everything we just covered, plus 3 free months unlimited support and management, is now only one payment of $997. or if you prefer, 3 monthly payments of $347 and 3 months of unlimited support and management, a value of $147, absolutely free. That brings your total value to over $4,400. Yet, just by taking action today, the entire turnkey website social media program with all the bonuses is yours for only 1 payment of $997 or 3 payments of $347. To lock in your super discounted price, which was extremely limited, click on the orange button that says Add to Cart or go directly to www.bestsalonwebsite.com. Don't decide right now. Try this on me for a full year. In fact, use my 100% no risk guarantee. 5 times your investment, 1 year guarantee. If after 1 year you can show us that your website didn't make 5 times your investment, then simply email or call us and get a full 100% refund. After all, if our website program doesn't deliver the results we're promising, we don't deserve to keep your money. All we ask is that you show us proof that you actually used at least 5 of the dozens of strategies outlined in today's webinar. Here's what will happen after you click on the Add to Cart button to the right or go to www.bestsalonwebsite.com. First, you'll be taken to a secure order page. Scroll down and fill out the information form and choose the best payment option for you. Then once you complete your order, you'll be directed to a simple instructions on how to get started by sending us your vital information needed to your site. This will include all your contact information. If you don't have time to do this today, it's very easy. You just click, you'll see where it'll say you can start tomorrow or whenever you're ready. It's very, very clear on what to do. You can either choose 1 single payment of only $997, or if you prefer, 3 payments of $347. Plus, you'll also be receiving 3 free months of unlimited support and management valued at $49 per month. All right, questions?
Yeah, Mike, we got a lot of them, and also a lot of people sending in their compliments. So thank you for validating what we're doing here. We appreciate that.
Yep. Let me before we start with the questions, also we're taking the first 20 people. We're supposed to only have 75 members on this webinar, but it looks like we're at about 86. So we're going to take the first 20 websites that order, and the reason for that is we are not a huge company. We want to make sure that we give you great, tremendous support with this. So that's a good, comfortable number for us to work with. Okay, go ahead, John.
Okay, Mike, one of the first things I'm seeing here is how quickly will my website go up?
All right. Well, you want to take that question?
Yeah, sure.
You're better suited for that than me.
Yep. Right after you click the Add to Cart button and you complete the form there, you're going to be redirected to a website sign-up page. And from there, you'll have the option of either completing that page yourself, giving us all your details, or scheduling, excuse me, or scheduling an appointment to have somebody do the form with you. Okay. Now, once we get that form submitted and we get your information, we can get your website up usually inside of 2 weeks. Excuse me. So it all depends on how quickly your information comes to us. We have a step-by-step procedure for you to go through with sample documents that would need to be completed with your information, and a way for you to give them to us as well. And any pictures, logos, things like that you may have too. So the quicker you get that stuff, the quicker your website goes up, and it is a first come, first serve service. So please be on top of this. Don't let it slip to the wayside. Okay. Another question's popping up here. Can you go over the guarantee once more?
Yeah, absolutely. It's 5 times your investment, 1 year guarantee. If after 1 year you can show us that your website did make 5 times your investment, that's $5,000 in new business, then simply email or call us and get a full 100% refund. After all, if our website program doesn't deliver the results we're promising, we don't deserve to keep your money. All we ask is that you show us proof that you actually used at least 5 of the dozens of strategies outlined in today's webinar.
Okay, good. Another one. How many pages can I add to my website?
As many as you want. It's important to get good content on there. And let me explain. I know John talked about this in detail, but you want to make sure that you're getting good content on your website because people who are searching for the services you offer, the content that's on your websites, the search engines, as John was explaining, they scan it all the time. And the better job you do of adding the better job you do of adding content that is being used, the verbiage that's being used in your area, the better job the search engines are going to do of connecting your website with their customer.
Okay. What is included in the managed support and hosting? I'm getting 3 months free of today.
Okay. Absolutely. Let me, the turnkey management support, 90 days free is included. That's $49 a month. This includes hosting, the account creation, configuration, personal and staff email address creations, enhancements and edits to the content of your site. So that's a huge one. So if you move your salon, or if you change the image or the branding of your salon, or if you're a stylist and you move to another salon, we will make those changes for you as part of our support and managed hosting. We don't nickel and dime you like everybody else. We don't do that. Also included are the web forms to email manager integration. This includes the web forms integration from your site to your email manager and the ability to email your clients and prospects. The automated follow-up marketing, a complete email automated follow-up system for anyone who interacts with your website in the following ways. The 2 automated follow-ups to prospects per month, the free report delivery system, and the continued Google Analytics integration support. So basically, we are providing continued support for your website to be maintained in the highest rankings possible. And if you need to make changes to that website, we do that for you. We also have all of the software that powers the opt-in forms and the delivery system. So it's a ton of stuff. And quite frankly, nobody else does what we do. If you were to go out and purchase all of these on your own, it would be in the $300 a month range. And because we're able to do it in a bulk format for our members only, we're able to offer it at an incredibly reduced rate.
Good. Like, there are more questions here, but this one just keeps catching my eye. You mind if I read this one out loud here from Tammy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Tammy says, I'm so excited. This was a great webinar and I can't wait to get started. Thank you, Tammy. Appreciate that. And
Yeah.
a lot of good feedback here, actually.
That's awesome. Thanks, Tammy. Congratulations. Smart decision.
Okay. And along those lines here too, another one I saw, actually more than one. I'm excited to get started. Once I order, what is the next step?
You want to go? Why don't you explain that?
Yeah, sure. As I alluded earlier, what you do is when you press that add to cart button, you're going to do the payment. And once you're done that, you're going to be directed to the website sign up form. And on that form, you have the option of completing all the details, or if it seems too complicated, you can schedule time with one of our people to get back to you and actually do the form step by step with you in case you're not sure. Okay. And from there, it'll take you step by step.
Let me.
Yep.
Great, John. Let me just add to that. So if you are like really, if you don't know how to do Word document or anything of that nature, we provide help for you, or in a lot of cases, we do that for you. We just need guidance. So this is set up for the person who has kind of some technical skills to get through it really quickly. If you struggle with that kind of stuff, we provide one-to-one support to get you through the process as quickly as possible, because we want these sites up and running as quickly as possible for you.
Okay. Will you show me how to make videos and a blog?
Yep, we have video tutorials on all of that stuff, and we provide support for that. A lot of great questions.
Yeah, and just so you know, we have a whole, once you're there, we give you a link to a whole entire tutorial area of our website. It gives you lots of great articles and videos, mostly videos to watch, little, a couple minute videos to show you how to do stuff. Okay, so the support is always there, not to mention you can email support at any time. Okay. Oh, Mike, can you cover the pricing one more time, please?
Yep, absolutely. The website is one payment of $9.97, or if you prefer, 3 monthly payments, which would start today, then 30 days from now, and then 30 days after that of $347. And in addition to that, we're giving you 3 free months of the unlimited support and management, which includes the hosting. And this is $49 a month. That's a $147 fee included in today's offer.
Okay. Let me scroll through here a little bit. How quickly can I expect to get new clients from the website?
You want to take that one, Jen?
Yeah, sure. A brand new website, when it's up and running, can take at least 1 month for the search engines to come along just to even discover it, yet let alone for it to start ranking, okay? So usually about 3 to 4 months, you can start to see at least page 2 and page 3 results, and sometimes even faster to page 1. Now, we've had some websites jump right to the first page within a couple of weeks. That's not always that common, though. It depends on how much competition there is in your area and how many people are trying to obtain the same search terms that you are. So you have to be patient with a new website. It is an ongoing, growing process. It is long-term marketing, and that's the way that you have to think about it. In fact, the simple analogy for that is it's like a good wine. The older the wine gets, the more valuable it becomes, excuse me, and the better its search results become, even though you're not searching for a bottle of wine. But the website itself gains value with age, especially once it gets more than a year old, it becomes more and more trusted. Okay, so be patient with it. And the thing that grows your website the fastest is if you work on your blog and get your social media contacts going, and also getting into those directories and things that we talked about. Okay, so.
And I'll just add to that, and this what I'm going to say doesn't make sense, but it's really true. If it were easy to get your website on the first page, it would be impossible to get it on the first page.
That's
because
for sure.
everybody would already be there. So the very best websites that are built the way that we talked about, and then are maintained the way that we talk about, find their way to the first page and plant themselves there. So that's it.
Okay.
Great questions.
Yeah. There's some more coming in here. Will my site be branded to my salon?
Absolutely. Like we talked about, we want it to be direct response, and there has to be our formula on it, but we want it to represent your salon or spa, or if you're a stylist, you as a stylist. But there's a fine line. It's the beautiful websites that I've looked at, hundreds of them previously from our members who've spent literally thousands and thousands of dollars on, but don't drive in any clients. The reason is because they're beautiful, but they don't drive in clients. So it's a fine line, and we have perfected how to make that work.
Yeah, if I can add to that too. We showed you an example site on there. It doesn't mean that your website is going to look exactly like that, okay? It has the formula, it has the elements in it, but we can make the color changes, designs, even fonts if you wish, suited to your liking, even with background images, you name it, okay? There's a lot of things we can do to customize it. That's just a plain Jane stripped down version of what we start with to get you going, okay? So we can refine that. But remember, the looks of the website are not what define its performance, okay? All right.
Hey, John, here's a question for you.
Sure.
I see it coming in. I already have a website. It doesn't really generate a lot of clients for me. I've spent a lot of money for it. What can you do for me?
Well, any of you that sign up for this website, I'd be more than happy to take a look at your existing site and see what we can do with it. In fact, I'll give you a free in-depth analysis and find out Is it worth keeping? Can it be fixed? What's the best thing to do with your money with that? Okay. A lot of times you can just fix your websites, but it depends. If you build it with like a salon builder type website or a Weebly or Wix.com or something like that, or even GoDaddy, okay, there's a lot of do-it-yourself websites out there that are just really bad and you can't make the modifications you need to make them successful. So, but I'll look at it for you. Just indicate that and let me know, okay?
Yep, that's once they get involved.
Yeah, I mean, the more websites you have, the better, really. I mean, so if we can keep your old website, great, but because we can also cross-link them as well, and that even helps more.
Yeah, there's nothing better than competing against yourself.
That's for sure. This one keeps popping up, Mike. Says, I'm a stylist. Do you think I would benefit from getting a website?
Yeah, if you are responsible to generate your own clients, you have to have a website that generates clients for you. If you're gonna stay in the position that you're in and be an independent stylist for the long term, you've got to get this solved. And it's a smart move. And a lot of salon owners know that they need to have a website, and they go to like the free site that John was talking about. They make a website. Now they've got a website to show their family, friends, and whoever, right? To show their staff. And they're satisfied. And they're satisfied because they feel that, oh, they needed a website, so I went and got a website. Well, when you really think of a website in terms of what it can do for your business long term in driving in clients, it's really a key ingredient to the long-term success of your business. And it's only going to get harder and more competitive online. So the sooner you get this done correctly, the better position you're going to be for future growth.
Okay, great. And this one might be for me because I've seen this a few times already about getting help choosing a domain name. Yes, absolutely. If you're not sure what to get, we'll be more than happy to do that. But when you sign up for this website, when you go to that form to give us your information, there's actually a video on there and an order button to get a domain name through GoDaddy. It's our GoDaddy store. And with that, the video is me showing you step by step what's the best way to pick a domain name. But if that's not good enough, email me, call me, whatever you need, we'll help you out, okay? Another one here is, what if I choose to move the website to another host?
These websites are yours. You can do what you want with them. Once we build them, it is yours. But you will find out that our managed support and hosting is vital to the website. And if you were to try to go out and piece that together by buying separate services, it would just cost a tremendous amount of money. And so they're definitely yours. You can do with what you want with them, but you will see the incredible value that keeping it with us has, for sure. But definitely you can do what you want to do.
Yeah, and this is not cheap hosting either. This is dedicated server with our own block just for your websites that are secured and backed up every night. Okay, so it's a very high performance server that we use. This is not a typical GoDaddy economy host. Okay, so there's a big difference. Okay, it's pretty much wound down here, but James wrote in and said, "This is such a bargain. Thank you so much." Thank you, James. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, James. So it looks like we've got about 7 websites left. So we're going to close this down now. I want to thank everybody for asking such great questions, for staying with us for this 2+ hours this morning here. It was our pleasure. We really appreciate all the kind words people are typing in. I want to thank John for being here as well. John, thank you.
Thank you,
I
Mike.
appreciate all the time that you put in. And if you need help with anything, if you have any further questions that we weren't able to answer, just give us a call. The number's right on the screen there, 855-756-8780. Or if you'd like us to call you, just type in your phone number. I'll be able to see it here for another couple minutes. Type in your phone number and we'll give you a call if you have any additional questions about the purchase of your website today. We'd be happy to answer those questions for you.
So just be patient because we typically get quite a few calls, and we'll get to you within 30 minutes or so, but it might take that long. So thanks, everybody. Once again, thank you. A lot of people are typing in. This was awesome. Can't wait to get started. That's fantastic. We're excited for you. Thank you very much. Make it a great day, and we will talk to all of you soon. Bye, everybody.